Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness versus sharing my life stories with Asperger's syndrome and the like. Today I'm basically going to be just sharing with you all some bits and pieces that needs to be tidied up regardless of it all, and hopefully some of these other ones that is going to come into effect in the next few days will be of value and use to you if you're personally struggling or whatever it may be. Basically, also just to give you the heads up, I do mental health and awareness versus just sharing my lifestyle with Asperger's syndrome and the like, as well as tips and tricks or tips and advice on how to manage and cope with these everyday situations, or shall I say these mental health disorders especially. Basically, I also do other bits and pieces, but I clearly suggest if you want to get to know me more and follow me on my journey on my channel, basically just to, feel free to browse through some of the videos that has come into effect of what I've worked on so far. It has been brought to my attention, obviously, as always, that the mental health and awareness ones especially will be a real broad subject or a whole wide range of topics that will come into play with what I want to share with you all, as well as some other bits and pieces that I'm hoping to bring out to you, hopefully maybe a bit more challenges along the way and that later on in the piece, but we'll have to see how we go if time permits and time allows me. So without further ado, basically guys, right now I'm doing about how to recognize social anxiety disorder. They're broken down into 6 parts, but before I begin this, as always, a disclaimer: I'm no medical doctor, I'm just your normal everyday Joe vlog, just getting on with my everyday life regardless what I can. But if you see any warning signs and symptoms clearly through any of these mental health type videos that I share, regardless of the topics, seek professional help or advice for yourself or for your loved one. So obviously this one's, as I said, how to recognize social anxiety disorder or how to recognize SAD. This is broken down into 6 parts, like many of these mental health topics that I'm going to be sharing with you all, so that you guys can follow step by step. So just bear in mind also that some of the tips and tricks may have worked for me and not for you, and vice versa. Some of the stuff that you may have done, whatever, is not clearly suggested in my videos may work for you, but it's a bit of give and take about it all, so hopefully we can just get on with our day regardless what it may be. So this one is the last one. Obviously this is method 6 or part 6, managing SAD in children. Hopefully you've learned something along the way and give me the heads up about it all. So number 1 is learn why early treatment is important. They say in the average age of the onset for SAD to kick in is usually for kids that will end up in their early preteens at about 13 years old and above, but it can also occur in younger children too. This is linked to the development of depression and substance abuse in adolescence, obviously, when it comes down to it. Therefore, it is extremely important to seek a doctor's advice if you think your child or your teen may have SAD. Number 2, take your child to see a therapist. A therapist can be very helpful in determining everyday situations or the sources of your child anxiety or any other underlying issues or what have you that lies underneath it all, which will help you manage it. The therapist can also help your child through exposure, in which the child will gradually face their fears by being exposed to them in a controlled situation. The child's therapist can also offer advice on how to help your child. Another popular treatment that I've shared along the way is your CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy. This can help the child learn to identify and manage negative or unhelpful patterns of thinking. Your child's therapist may even suggest group therapy. This can be helpful for your child, as they will see that they're not alone in their fears and that others struggles just like them. A family therapist can also help you communicate your support for your child and work with them to manage their anxiety. This type of therapy is especially helpful if the child's anxiety is causing other family difficulties. Number 3, support your child. No matter what, if you are worried that your child has SAD or any other mental health disorders, seek professional help or support for your child and even yourself. Avoid forcing your child to address their shyness, such as pushing them to perform or forcing them into a social situation that does create the anxiety and make them feel uncomfortable. Do what you can to help your child feel more comfortable in social situations. Make sure that you acknowledge your child's feelings. You model confidence for your child, such as being relaxed in social situations. Help your child learn social skills such as making friends, shaking hands, making complaints, etc., etc. Help your child cope with anxiety. Number 4. If your child has SAD, however, it is important to find ways to help your child cope with anxiety. There are several ways that you can help your child with this and overcome some of their social anxiety. Some of the ways you can help your child includes teaching your child how to do breathing exercises, as I've clearly addressed so many times before, helping them to restructure their negative thoughts, providing a calming cue and offering gentle encouragement. Teach your child to calm down by taking deep, slow breaths. Show your child how to practice deep breathing and then instruct your child to use this technique anytime they feel anxious. Help your child restructure their negative thoughts. For example, if your child says something like, I'm going to mess up with my book report tomorrow, respond with something like, if you practice really well, you will have a better idea of how you're going to give your book report and you will do an excellent job. Provide your child with a picture to act as a calming cue. For example, if your child is especially nervous about his book report, you can give your child a small picture of yourself and instruct him to hold it near the top of the page. That way your child can pretend he is just reading the book report to you. Offer gentle encouragement rather than forcing your child to participate in activities that make him or her anxious. For example, if your child is not comfortable with participating in a game with some other children, don't push him to participate. But if your child does choose to participate, offer some quiet praise and then shower your child with praise when you are away from other people. Number 6. Don't simply avoid stressful situations. It is a given when it's maybe tempting to wrap the child in cotton wool and protect them from any everyday situation, from harm and whatever else it may be. This may cause them to stress more or raise the anxiety levels. This could actually make them even feel worse as well with the anxiety. It's more helpful though for your child to learn how to manage their responses to stressful everyday situations with your support. Instead, remind your child that he has successfully survived stressful situations in the past and he can do it again. Number 7, ask your doctors about medications. If your child's anxiety is severe or doesn't even improve, you may consider talking to your child's doctor about medications that might help. For some children, SSRIs may be effective at alleviating the anxiety produced by SAD. Commonly prescribed SSRIs for childhood SAD includes citalopram, Celexa, escitalopram, Lexapro, fluoxetine, Prozac, and paroxetine Paxil. Well, basically, this quickly ends and wraps up part 6 on how to recognise social anxiety disorder or what have you. Give me the like, thumbs up for support, comment below if I missed out anything, or feel free to share your stories on how you cope with it, or feel free to private message me if the need has or arises, be it on AspieAnswersAll through my Facebook or through here. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends, or in all honesty, follow my social media sites if need to have to. And all further ado, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Aspie signing out.